Good morning and welcome to another edition of Import-Export Platform, Facebook Live from 3Team Pest Trade Academy. And my name is Dele Ayemibo. Continue our conversation on the what, the why, the how to export to Nigeria. And today we'll be discussing the foreign exchange form and import process. I hope I can finish it today. The foreign exchange form and import process. The foreign exchange form and import process. The foreign exchange form and import process. We are making progress little by little. We are on episode 25 of this program. Like I said, we might be getting to episode 50 or more because of so many things we still need to discuss. I'm currently on slide 42 out of about 220 slides. So we are not halfway through yet. So definitely we might be hitting 100 like we did for starting and managing export business. There are different foreign exchange forms in Nigeria. One of them is Form M. Another is Form Q. Then we have Form NXP. Then we have Form NCS. And then we have Form A. Remember, this program is directed at individuals who are looking to import into Nigeria or other African nationals who are looking at exporting to Nigeria. Considering what has happened with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, it gives everyone an opportunity to export to Nigeria. It's an opportunity. So with that opportunity, it becomes a lot easier for those that are targeting Nigerian market, considering the fact that Nigeria has the population. Nigeria has the population. And it's like everybody is looking at Nigeria. Everybody is looking at Nigeria because Nigeria has the population. And that's a good one for us, in my opinion. We can leverage on that and do a lot with it. If only we acquire the right skill, we can take advantage of the AFCFTA. So we are contributing our own quota as a business and individual towards the development of this sector in Nigeria. So we have from M, we have from Q, we have from NXP, we have from NCS, and we have from A. These are the foreign exchange forms in Nigeria. The most commonly used one is the Form M. The most commonly used one is the Form M. Form M is the application form for import to Nigeria. Form M is the application form for import to Nigeria, and it is an automated process. Form M is the application form for import to Nigeria, and it is an automated process. It is an automated process. And what does that simply mean? That simply means that if you are going to process import to Nigeria, you have to go online to do that. You have to apply to import into Nigeria. You have to apply to import into Nigeria. And in applying to import into Nigeria, you use a Form M. And you go to trade.gov.ng to be able to fill the form, attach the relevant document that I will be talking about maybe later today, and then get the stuff into Nigeria. So if you are going to be able to import into Nigeria legally, you must of necessity open a Form M. Now, there are people who import into Nigeria without a Form M. They are basically doing illegal business. In the midst of illegal business. But people do it. But what I tell people is that when you're trying to do anything, always consider the sustainability. What you are doing, for how long can you do it? In the exact way you are doing it. How sustainable is it? How sustainable is it? If you are doing illegal business, obviously it will not be sustainable. Obviously it will not be sustainable. And the implication of that is that business might not last. Which is why we're doing all we're doing, to be able to ensure that at the end of the day, people have the right understanding to be able to take full advantage of the Nigerian market. People have the right understanding to be able to take full advantage of the Nigerian market. Form M. Then, beside Form M, we also have another form called Form Q. Now, whereas Form M is the application form for import into Nigeria, Form Q is an application form for import but of a special type. So, for example, if I'm an importer into Nigeria and I'm an SME, I import maximum $20,000 worth per time. Maximum $20,000 worth per time. If that is what I import into Nigeria, I can take advantage of Form Q. Form Q allows me to import into Nigeria, and I can import $20,000 worth every quarter. Now, I have maintained consistently that Nigeria Foreign Exchange is on life support. I have consistently maintained that, in my opinion, that Nigeria Foreign Exchange is on life support. And that means that something is supporting it and keeping it alive. And one of the things that the CBN has done to keep the Nigerian Foreign Exchange alive is the introduction of Form Q. Form Q is a mechanism to keep the Nigerian Foreign Exchange afloat and alive. Why exactly am I saying this? During the recession, of course, there were a lot of challenges in the economy, and people were looking for alternative way of generating forex, and the pressure on the BDC went up. That moved the exchange rate of Nigeria from just below 200 to about 500. That was crazy. When that happened, the government realized that one of the major factors responsible for the increased exchange rate was the pressure to purchase by the BDC brought about by those that want to import and they need forex to import. As a result of this, the government got creative and came up with alternative channels because they realized that these people that go to this channel to buy, they don't want to do documentation. They do a lot of under the carpet import. Because they don't want to do documentation, And so it was tough for government to attract them. And government needed them to leave the parallel market and come mainstream and still maintain the status of low documentation. But eventually what government did worked because they needed Forex desperately. So when government gave them an offer to come and get Forex in the banks, they were excited. They were excited. Of course, they took advantage of it. And they started going to the banks to get their Forex. But you know what that has done? That has reduced the pressure on the foreign exchange you see on the outside. That's why I said that Nigerian foreign exchange is on life support. Nigerian foreign exchange is on life support. What we are seeing is not the real value. What we are seeing is not the real value. What we are seeing is just what we've been able to turn it to be as a result of our creativity. But you know what? That is not sustainable. I ask, for how long can the CBN do this? For how long can they do this, rather? For how long can they do this? What we need to do is to increase significantly, as a matter of urgency. Increase significantly, as a matter of urgency, the rate of generation of foreign exchange. The rate of generation of foreign exchange. That is what we must increase significantly. If we do that, what will happen at the end of the day is that we're going to find a situation in which the demand for foreign exchange will be extremely low compared to the supply, and the price naturally drops, rather than the current patch-up that the government is doing. I understand the sentiment, and I understand what CBN is trying to do, because their KPI is based on how much is the cost of money, how much is the inflation, how much is the exchange rate. So I understand. So CBN have been able to provide the life support with Form Q. But like I said, this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. So at some point, the government will need to do something about it. All right, let's move on. From M, from Q, then, from NXP. From NXP. From M is to import what from NXP is to export. From M is to import what from NXP has become to export. From M is to import what from NXP has become to export. From M is to import what from NXP has become to export. This is basically saying that from M is the application form for import, and from NXP is the application form for export. From M is the application form for import, and from NXP is the application form for export, commercial export. Because we also have another form for non-commercial export. And by the way, NXP is the application form for export of goods. Currently, Nigeria have form for import of services, but no form for export of services. And I understand that is being worked on. That is being worked on. So you can now have export form for export of services. Export of services. Currently, we have export form for from NXP. From NXP. From NXP is used for commercial export. From NXP is used for commercial export. That means if I'm shipping anything out of Nigeria, unless I am an illegal businessman, I'm supposed to first of all pick up from NXP from my branch, fill it up, attach the relevant document, and submit it back to my bank. In Nigeria, banks is a gateway for processing any trade transaction with government. Bank is a gateway. Unlike Form M that need to be approved before I import, Form NSP does not need to be approved before I export. Unlike Form M that need to be approved before I import, Form NSP does not need to be approved before I export. As soon as I submit it to the bank, registering my intention to export, I am good to go. I am good to go. I am good to go. Form NXP. Then we have Form NCX. We have Form NCX. Form NCX. Non-commercial export. Remember, we have form for commercial import of goods, commercial import of services, non-commercial export, and commercial export. So from NCS is used for non-commercial export. How does this work? You know, there are politicians in Nigeria that have cars that no mechanic can fix in Nigeria. I use politicians because they are the ones that use those big cars. And there are some factories in Nigeria that have machines that when the machine have problem, it may be difficult to get an engineer to fix it in Nigeria. For the politician, they put the car in a container and ship it out for it to be fixed and ship it back. With Form NCX, a company can reduce the cost of fixing its machine. So I have a machinery in my factory. The machine is cost, for me to fix it, it will cost, let's say, $100,000. That includes the cost of fixing, but does not include the cost of transport of the expatriates. So let's assume I need 5 expatriates to come to Nigeria and fix. I will bring them in. I'll put them in a hotel for about a month for them to fix. They will eat, they will drink. I might be spending about $200 on each of them every day. That's $1,000 per day times 30 days. That's $30,000. By doing non-commercial export of that item, I can remove that $30,000 and spend only the cost of shipping it abroad and fixing it. Fixing is about $100,000. Shipping abroad might be just to and fro, maybe $5,000. I'm basically saying that non-commercial export is of immense value to a business because it can help a business to fix its issues, problems, challenges. Even though it will take a longer route because I need to ship abroad and then bring it back. Non-commercial export. And lastly, we have Form A. application for import into Nigeria. Application for import of services. If I am paying for software, technical expertise, business plan, anything I'm getting from abroad that is of value to me, solving a problem for me, but I need to pay for it, I'm going to fill Form A to register that import of services. And like I said, okay, I will have to round up now. I'm having an issue with my network. In summary, before I go, Form M, application form for import of physical goods. Form Q, application form for import of physical goods that is not more than $20,000 per quarter and is designed for SME. Form NXP, commercial, used for commercial export including oil. Form NCS, used for non-commercial export. Form A, application for importation of services, and it's called invisible trade. Invisible trade. As I round off, let me just take you through the import trade process in summary. For other clan, then that of Nigeria will be my focus in the evening rather. Importer and exporter sign a sales contract. Upon reaching an agreement on the detail of the trade transaction, the exporter ship the goods in line with the agreement reached with the sales contract. The exporter send shipping document, bill of lading, invoice, packing list, inspection report, etc. to the banks. Nominated bank. The exporter's bank. The exporter's bank send document, shipping document to the importer's bank. The importer's bank pay if it involves LC and release shipping document to the importer and collect payment immediately or at a later date. The importer's bank pay if it involves LC or release shipping document to the importer and collect payment from the importer immediately at a later date, depending on if it's site or tenant. The importer goes to the port to clear the goods with the shipping line. The exporter's bank receive the export proceed in its offshore account. And lastly, the exporter's bank credit the exporter's account in-house. This process I've just gone through have about 8 steps. 8 steps. 8 steps. When we look at the Nigerian import process in the evening, it has 16 boxes. 16 boxes times 2 of what we are currently looking at. If that has led to the import of good quality product and ridding the society of fake product, that would have been lovely. But it has not solved the problem. So I'm of the opinion the problem is actually more of human nature than on processes. And I'm of the opinion that there should be punitive measures for those that do not abide by the laid down regulations, so that we don't just keep building processes upon processes, documentation upon documentation, and at the end of the day, make the process less efficient. And funny enough, with all the processing, has that stopped fake product from entering Nigeria? No. Thank you very much for listening. See you tomorrow. See you in the evening as I take on the step-by-step process of import into Nigeria. Bye for now.